Hello and good evening. How is everyone tonight? I hope well. It's been a warm day today here in Michigan. I'm not complaining because the warm weather is going away, is what I hear. So we want to make sure we get in all the fun we can when it's warm. Hello, Anna. How are you? How is school going? Are you in your second week now? I think you're in your second week, right? Okay. I think I have my, yes. Can't hear at the moment because I'm in the dining hall. Yeah, they can be pretty loud, can't they? Forgot my headphones. Oh, you poor thing. But I'm glad you joined me, that you thought it was important enough to be here with me. I'm so glad. That makes me happy. So, we're just going to wait a couple seconds to see if anyone else hops on. So tonight I'm starting my series of Stampin' Basics 101. And it's getting right down to the basics. So if you either have forgotten them or you never learned them or you're brand new to stamping, I want you to be able to know how to use the tools, how they're designed, and everything that I know about them, I'm going to share with you. So I'm not saying that I know everything, but what I do know, I want you to know, because some of the things have made my life a lot easier. So my laptop, I have my comments up. I got everything ready. I was up here over a half hour ago getting everything ready, and now my laptop is flashing at me. I can't win. All right, so without further ado, also this basic Stampin' Basics 101 will be every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. If I cannot make it, I will let you know ahead of time and try to reschedule it and not just skip it, because I think it's important to know these things. So, so Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, Stampin' Basics 101, and Thursday night is my Facebook Live when we'll create a card or a craft or something and share new products. New products start out tomorrow with the new holiday catalog, and it's so exciting. So let me point you to my work surface, and I have cleared it off so that there's lots of room. I'm going to see if this light makes any difference. I don't know. Oh, it might make a difference. So let me leave that on and just see if it will help. So the first thing I want to share with you is the Stampin'Up paper trimmer. Let me go up a little higher so you can see maybe more of it. Let me go this way. See if that, there we go. There we go. So the Stampin'Up paper trimmer, and you may have heard me say this before, it is my favorite paper trimmer of all time. So I have tried many. I have even used Stampin' Up's older version of their paper trimmer, and I didn't really care for any of them until this one came out, and I absolutely love it. So the first thing I want to show you is it has a scoring blade, which is the gray blade, and a cutting blade, which is the black blade. So you just want to make sure that when you're scoring that you don't accidentally grab the cutting blade, because that would be bad. Not that it's the end of the world, because we've all done it. I've done it. I continue to do it if I'm in a hurry and I'm not thinking. So you just get another piece of paper and start over. This paper trimmer also has a hole here so that you can put it on a hook on the wall. It can hang on the wall to get it out of your way. However, I keep my paper trimmer right to the left side of my working table because I use it all the time. The other thing is it has an arm. I'm going to turn it this way so that it measures. This is a brand new paper trimmer, so bear with me because I wanted to show you some things. It does go out to 18 inches, or just over 17 inches on that arm. So you can put your paper on here and cut. Let's say you wanted to cut 9 inches. You could cut that and then put this down and then run your blade and you would cut it. However, if you're just cutting it 4 1/4 or 5 1/2, those are right here. The other thing is it can cut to the left of the blade 1 1/2 inches. So if I want to cut 1 inch off of this, I would rather go this way and cut the inch to the left of this paper track. This is a paper track, the cutting track. The reason I would go to the left is because this has a lip here and it gives more support for all this paper. Let me try to get this in here more. So it has more support here. Maybe I shouldn't be using black. I got black purposely for another thing that I'm going to show you. Let me get something wild and crazy. So if I wanted to cut to 5 inches, or if I just wanted to cut 1 inch off of this, I can just do that. And there's my inch, and then there's my rest of my paper. Okay, so that's the cutting, that's the scoring. Now it has numbers. Let me see if you can see that. Yep, you can see them. So 1 through 12. On that, it looks like a clear ruler. But look what happens when I put a piece of black paper under there. If I want to cut that and I put that down, look what it does to those numbers. You can't really see them. You can faintly see them, but not real well. And in my with my eyesight, I can't see that at all at this angle. So what I recommend that you do is you take, Stampin' Up! Has this thing called tear and tape adhesive. So you take the tear and tape, and it's a roll, and it's like 2-sided tape is basically what it is, but it's really strong. So you find the end, and there's the end, and then you flip this up, this guard, and I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape right over those numbers. And I'm just gonna and then I'm gonna show you this because I'm out of the camera. This tear and tape, it literally means tear and tape. So you don't need to cut it with scissors. So then you have your ruler that looks like that, and when you're cutting dark paper, look how that shows up now. Very clear. It's like night and day different. So that's just a little trick with the paper trimmer. What else about this paper trimmer? Oh, it has a slit here in where the track goes. It also is used for if you had a card, so this is an envelope. Pretend there's a card in there, and you wanted to know if it was too thick to go through the post office for the stamping machine. You can slide that through, and if it goes through, it's okay at the post office. You don't need extra postage. So that's a little trick too. So if it goes through that little slit, it's good to go at the post office. All right. I think, oh, one more thing. So I'm going to try to point with this. Okay. So when you're measuring, oh, this is going to be difficult because I'm looking at my laptop and I can't see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to start at the 2. Okay, so you see the 2? So that's the inch mark. I think everybody knows that. And then the next little dash is a 1/16. If you go 2 over, it's an 1/8. If you go 3 over, that's a 1/16. And if you go 4 over, that's a 1/4. Okay? So there's this one, this one, this one are quarters. So that's a 1/4, a 1/2, 3/4, and 3. If you wanted to do 8ths, it's 2 and an 1/8, 2 and a 1/4, 2 and 3/8, 2 and a 1/2, 2 and 5/8, 2 and 3/4, 2 and 7/8. Okay? So this trimmer is great because it goes as small as 1/16. Oh, let me get back down. Now these numbers up here are centimeters. So those are great for our Canadian friends. They do everything in metric, and I'm sure there's other people in the world that do metric, but we do inches. So it will do metric and inches. So yes. And then if you are cutting and you want to know what that is, that line there is 11 inches. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then these lines here are 1/4 inches. Okay? All right. I hope if you have any questions, you'll put them in the comments. I would love to answer them for you. So I'm going to set my paper trimmer aside because we're done with that. The next tool that I love, and you, if you've watched me at all, you know that my snips are my favorite tool. So, wow, that's hard to see because they're black. But it has a protective cap, and these snips are very, very sharp, so you want to be very careful. I want to show you why they're so wonderful. So if you take, I'm going to take a piece of paper, and I don't want this paper. It is too dark. So let me find, here we go. I've got a scrap piece of white. This is good. So when I take a regular pair of scissors and I want to just cut to a certain point, see how it rips at the end of the paper where the scissors, the end of the scissors went? So it kind of ripped it. With these, with the snips, when you do that, it just cuts it and it does not tear the paper at the end of the snips. Those points, let's see if you can see them, are pretty sharp and pretty pointy. And I love, 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 love them. I also tied a little ribbon on it with a jingle bell. I don't know, can you see the jingle bell? Yeah. I don't know. Trying to get it in the light. It's not showing in the light. Anyway, barely. So I have that on there just so when I go places and I stamp with friends, or if I'm at a crop or a retreat or anything, I can recognize my snips anywhere. So it's just good to have an identifier so you know where you left your snips if you tend to be like me and you lay them down and forget them somewhere. So that's what that's for. The next thing is a bone folder, and this has been used quite a bit. You can see how it's worn off, but I use it a lot. So when you fold a piece of paper, even if you've scored it, this just gives it a nice crease, okay? So it just makes the whole card lay flat. You want nice creases so that cards don't flop open or your projects don't fall apart. So a bone folder is really nice to have. Not a necessity, but very nice to have. Okay, the next thing I have is my Take Your Pick tool. So Take Your Pick tool has two ends. It has an end that has putty in it, so you can pick up embellishments and sequins and things like that. The other end is a pick, like a pick tool, a pointy end that you can poke things out of a die or pick things up. It also has a spatula end that you can get under things to pick it up if you need to. So let me show you the putty end on how it picks it up. So you simply, let me come down a little bit so you can see more. Okay, so you just put the putty end on top of your gem, slide it forward, it picked it up. Then you come over to your card and you set it down, and there you go. It's that easy. So, so, so easy. If you don't have a Take Your Pick tool, or you can't afford it right now, or you don't think it's necessary, you can use your snips. You just get the points in a V, and you go under the embellishment, pick it up, take it to your project, and lay it down. So your snips will work well too. That's what I used for years. I couldn't figure out what the big deal of this Take Your Pick tool was, but once I used it, it was life-changing, let me tell you. All right, and then the last tool I have is a 6-inch clear ruler. Now you might think, Arlena, why do you have that and Stampin' Up doesn't sell it? You are correct. Stampin' Up does not sell 6-inch clear rulers. However, I have found that when I'm looking at a card or I'm trying to case a card, and case is C-A-S-E, and it's all caps, and what it stands for is copy and share everything. So that's what it means when you case a card. You're either copying it or you're sharing it, and you're using everything. So this card was, I got this in a swap, and I'm like, I wonder what size piece of paper that is. Well, it's not a die, so I can't tell by, measuring a die. It's just a piece of basic white cardstock. So what I can do is I can put my ruler on there, and I see that it's 2.5, by 1. So I know what the measurement is. And this can go in your basic toolkit. It fits in the basic toolkit. And it's just easy to transport and easy to have. And I keep it right in my caddy, right in front of me. And it's good to have. All right. Now, what I want to show you. Hi, Missy. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Chris. Oh, my gosh. Everyone's popping on. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, so this is Stampin' Basics 101, and works great for paper piercing too. Picks up paper pieces to place in your project. Also game-changing. Yes, Missy, I agree. Okay, so now what I want to show you is all the adhesives that Stampin' Up! Has. And why you may or may not want to use any or all of them. So I'm just getting them all here. And, okay. All right. So the first one I'm going to show you is Stampin' Seal. So it's like a tape runner, so to speak. It's double-sided tape. And you just, take the cap off and you run it across your paper like so. And it is a good adhesive, and this is what I use most of the time. Okay, so then you have Stampin' Seal Plus. So you see they're very, very similar, but there's a little plus sign next to the seal. Okay, so what this is it's a stronger adhesive. So you would want to use this when you don't want your card to fall apart, or you want it to last for, you're going to give it to someone that's going to keep your card and you want it to last. It's also good when you're putting projects together. Now, you could use it when you're putting boxes together. However, the tear and tape is the strongest adhesive to put box together, especially if it's one that's going to slide in and out. So let me show you. So I have this box. My wonderful friend Tammy got this for me when we went to Vegas backstage last weekend. And see how this box goes in and out? Well, if you did this too many times, it might not hold up. But if you use tear and tape, it tends to last longer. So that's the strong one. Then you have mini glue dots. You've probably heard me talk about mini glue dots, and they're used to adhere a bow. Look at that, I have a bow right here. So you can just put your bow right on your mini glue dot, push down, pull it off, and then it's ready to go on your card. And I'm going to put that back on here to save that. The other thing that I do when I have mini glue dots is, I'll show you mine that I have. I put a ribbon around it just so I know where the end is and that it's not just going to, see how this one's opening and that? It tends to get kind of crazy. So I just keep a bow on it, and it keeps my tail, if you will, the end of the paper together. So that's mini glue dots. What else would you use it for? Oh, I made an ornament. I have the ornament right here. So I made an ornament, and I tied the gold thread around the hoop, and I did put a glue dot there and at the top just to secure that cord so it would not move. So don't discard those mini glue dots. They are good for a lot of things. Okay, so that's that one. Then we have one of my third favorite item in the catalog, dimensionals. So Stampin' Dimensionals, They are, let me just open these up. You get 300 in a pack. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Hello. So they are like little hexagon. It looks like a little beehive. And they're sticky on both sides. And they give exactly what it means. They give your card dimension. So if you wanted the sentiment or a flower to pop up, these dimensionals will do that. So you also want to use this frame around here and cut that up and use every bit of this. You end up getting probably close to 400 dimensionals by the time you're done, instead of just the 300. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in there. And then you saw how big those dimensionals were. They have mini ones as well. So if you have a small flower or a leaf that you want to pop up on your work, these are really little ones. So those are good to have too. And again, you can use the outside of the frame to so you don't waste any either. And this one has 720 mini dimensionals. So lots to use. And then if that wasn't enough, they have black dimensionals. Black dimensionals are just that. They're black, and they tend not to be noticeable when you're using dark cardstock, whether it be black or early espresso or night of navy. They're just, they hide more. Okay, so those are the dimensionals. Then we have foam adhesive strips. So if you wanted to put a large rectangle of some sort on your card or your project, and you don't want to use a lot of dimensionals, you can just use a foam adhesive strip, and they're just like strips, and you can cut them to any length that you want. And surprising, there's only 2 sheets in here, but there is a lot in here. It's more than what you would think. Okay. Then if you want a foam adhesive sheet, let's say you want the whole thing popped up, here are, there are 6, and they are 6 by 6. And it's just one solid foam mount. And then that, and then we have adhesive sheets. So this is like sticker paper. You can make any of your paper sticker. So I just use this so that I could cut out with my dies letters, and the letters are really thin and small. So to be able to get glue or a mini glue dot or Stampin' Seal on it, it would be very difficult. So what you do is you peel this off, and then you stick the paper down, and then you peel the back. Well, no, then you run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the letters, and then the letters fall out, and then you peel off the letters, and then they are like stickers. So the adhesive sheets are wonderful for that. If you have anything that's intricate or small, this is a good go-to. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is the Tombow multi-liquid glue. So some people call it green glue, and it's not green, it's white. However, the caps are green, so that's why we call it green glue. It's just easier to do. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to demonstrate, and I don't want you to freak out because I'm going to waste a lot of glue, but I want to get my point across. So this green glue, this Tombow glue, multi-purpose glue. It's got all kinds of names, so whatever you call it, that's fine. I want to move some of this stuff out of the way. I don't want... Okay. So, if you don't, this glue is very strong. It does give you a few seconds to reposition your card. Let's say you're gonna put this on here. It does give you a second to reposition it to get it exactly where you want, but then it dries. So it's a pretty quick drying glue, but you do have a few seconds to play with it. Now, if you're going to glue a piece of paper down, or you're going to glue a piece of paper to a card base, you only need a little bit. So let me just cut this down a little bit. Okay. So let's say I'm going to glue this down to my card base. All you need is a little bead of glue. See how it's like beading? Ooh. And then maybe that. That's how much you need. That's it. Or, you know, some people, they will just do 4 dots in the middle and 1 in the center. That's actually enough too. What I see some people doing that you do not need to do, and please don't do it because your glue will last a lot longer. They do this, and then they do this, and they get all that, and then they try to put it on their card base. Well, what that does is it has made this piece of cardstock very, very wet. Not to mention, it's way too much glue. You're wasting way too much. You do not need that much. I promise you. And if you have and it comes out pretty fast, pretty easy, you need a gentle touch with it. So just barely, and the glue pools to the bottom anyway. Just barely touch it. Just barely squeeze it. And if it doesn't want to come out, you just do that and it comes out. And that's all you need. So that's the green glue, the multi-purpose glue, the Tombow mono glue, any name you want to call it, that's this glue. So this, no. This, yes. Okay? So before I put my hand in that, I'm going to put it over top of that. And yeah, this one's going to position for a long time. You can really move it. And then I'm going to throw that away. Okay. So yes, I did waste a lot of glue, but I wanted to show you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Okay. Hello, Nancy. How are you? All right. So that is my basic tools, my 5 basic tools that I use every day. And then the different adhesives that we have that, depending on what you're working on, will depend on what adhesive you want to use. Some people, like I used to do Stampin' Seal. That was my go-to. I used it all the time, and that's all I used. And of course my dimensionals. Then I started using green glue, Tombow glue, for different things, and I liked it. I actually used it for a whole project. So, that was good too. So it's whatever you like, whatever you're comfortable with. Some people, when they use glue, they get it all over. It's all over their hands. It's all over their work surface, and they have a mess before you know it. So they tend not to even go near the glue. They do the Stampin' Seal or the Stampin' Seal Plus. So if you have any questions, I hope you pop them in the comment. I will read them after, and I will address them, each one of them, and answer them soon. And then I will also post this to YouTube. If you share it with your friends and family, share my page on your page, I will put your name into a drawing, and we will have fun giving away prizes. So I hope to do that each week. And what else? I think that's it. Labor Day weekend was good. I hope it was good for all of you. We're getting ready to go camping, so we loaded the camper just before I came on, and the mosquitoes here are horrible. We have 2 different kinds, you know, just the regular mosquito, but then we have mutant, we call them mutant mosquitoes. They're about that big. I'm not exaggerating. They are huge. They don't even look like a mosquito, but they do bite like a mosquito. And then when you smack them, yeah, it's nasty, nasty, nasty. So hopefully when we go camping, there won't be mosquitoes, and we will be able to enjoy my bonfires that I love so much. So you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you back here Thursday night. Yes, I will be camping, but yes, I'm going live, and hopefully I will have something beautiful to share with you and show you how to make. You guys take it easy, and thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye-bye.